In today's video, I'm going to teach you how to calculate recurring deposit, or RD, in Excel. We'll build a simple Excel sheet that helps you calculate the maturity value of a recurring deposit and also see how much of that amount is your original investment versus the interest earned. This is useful if you want a quick estimate without using an online calculator, and once the formulas are set up, you can reuse the sheet anytime by just changing the inputs. First, open Excel and create a blank worksheet. Next, enter your sample data. This should include the values you want to use for the recurring deposit calculation, such as the monthly deposit amount, the annual interest rate, and the number of years. Keeping your inputs organized clearly at the top of the sheet will make the formulas easier to follow and update later. Now, click into cell B5 and enter the formula equals B4 times 4. Then press enter. This step converts the value in B4 into a quarterly based figure used later in the maturity calculation. Make sure the value in B4 is already entered correctly before continuing, because this formula depends directly on it. After that, click into cell B6 and enter equals B2 times B4 times 12. Then press enter. This gives you the total invested amount over the full term of the recurring deposit. In other words, it calculates how much money you contributed altogether before interest is added. This is a helpful figure because it lets you compare your total deposits with the final maturity amount. Next, go to cell B7 and enter this formula exactly, equals B2. Open parenthesis. 1 plus B3 divided by 400, close parenthesis, raised to the power of B5 minus 1, close parenthesis, divided by open parenthesis, 1, minus open parenthesis, 1, plus B3, divided by 400 close parenthesis, raised to the power of negative, 1, divided by 3, close parenthesis. Then press enter. This is the main RD maturity formula. It calculates the final amount by factoring in regular deposits and quarterly compounding of interest. Since this formula is long, enter it carefully and double check the parentheses if Excel returns an error. Finally, click into cell B8 and enter equals B7 minus B6. Press enter. This calculates the interest earned by subtracting the total amount invested from the maturity amount. So now you have both the final value of the recurring deposit and the return generated from interest. At this point, your RD calculator is ready. If you want to test different scenarios, simply change the values in your input cells and Excel will automatically recalculate everything for you. If this tutorial helped you, please consider subscribing. We post new software tutorials every day to help you get the most out of your favorite tools. Thanks for watching.